Rob is so bossy. I'm scared now. He's like, eyes on me. Eyes on me. Indie Music Live, episode 213. What's up, everybody? I'm JoeJoeKeys. I just got a notification that we're live on YouTube. And tonight we have some more reviews off the website. Clash Contrasts with a little electronic. I'm sorry. Nope. Winchester 7 and the Runners. Seems like yesterday, Mockingbird. And then we got Jeff Michaels. Oh, we've done this 213 times. Can you believe it?
Smooth as usual.
I love it. Jeff Michaels. This guy was actually, we just realized that it was 5 years to the day that we posted a review of his way back in the day. Townie Girl, I think it was called, right?
Yep.
And very cool stuff that he's finally on the show as a featured artist. He got in touch with me and I was like, yeah, dude, that sounds great. So, and then we also have Clash Contrast with a song called Little Bones.
Rob's laughing and sweating.
Look at that. Look at that. David's here. Nice.
And pointing.
Glad you made it, Dave. How you doing?
He's like, we went over this like 5 minutes ago. No, feeling good, man. Feeling good, man. Just doing my thing, working hard, keeping the machine running.
Oh. Sex machine, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah,
your sex machine. That's what I thought.
Yep.
So let's see here. We're going to be off next week, just so everybody knows. No show next week. And we'll be back the week after that for another 6 or 7 weeks. And what else here? 40% off any service until July 31st. If you go to our website, put in 40PR, that'll happen. And so let's go ahead and check out some music. We're all caught up on reviews. All caught up on reviews on the website. That's like a first in 5 years.
Can't believe it.
And so we're still going through the backlog on the show, though. Winchester 7 and the Runners. Seems like yesterday, Mockingbird. Right now.
Yeah, let's do it.
I've been stuck in the middle, baby, with you. And it seems like yesterday when we finally knew the truth. And all those games we played where all there was our clue. I remember how you used to say you gotta give the devil his due. When the mockingbird sings to me, the song is always the same. Mockingbird, please let me be, and don't come back again. When the mockingbird has come, there's a rest for anyone. Oh, the mockingbird song sings forever on. I've been stuck in the middle, baby, with you. I remember you used to say, well, it seems like yesterday.
And that was Clash Con. No, I'm kidding. It was Winchester 7 and the Runners. Seems like yesterday, Mockingbird.
Yeah, man. You're the king of awkward silences today, man.
Well, I went into the lake yesterday. I don't know if anybody knows, I'm in Rochester, New York, and my mother-in-law owns a house on the beach of Lake Ontario, and we go up there sometimes. And I floated. It was very windy, lots of jet skis and boats out, so I was constantly going up against the cove. Got a little sunburn, a little tired.
Gotcha. Little loopy.
A little off.
Yeah. Well, this tune, dude, I really dug this tune. I mean, I think it kind of shows the the power of the melody, because it's really stripped down in terms of the, you know, production and the mixing and everything, but there's really thoughtful elements going on, just very, you know, thoughtful, sparse elements. Katie Halligan did the review on these guys, and I think she nailed it. She had this phrase, like, at first glance, you know, you might think this was just like another dad rock band, but it doesn't take long to realize, like, their chemistry and their ear for catchy melodies, and
they have some,
how they defy stereotypes, I guess.
They have some interesting graphics, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, but this
know,
was
visuals.
Yeah. But
I
good
really
stuff.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, so cool. So let's see here. Jeff Michaels from Boston. 5 years ago today, we posted a review on the new website, Indie Music Plus, but he was actually on the JoeSarahInc.com, I think.
Wow. He goes way back.
And that was like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that was one of the reviews that we kind of like transferred over when we changed to Indie Music Plus, and we're building the new website and stuff. We wanted to keep all the other ones, but we like cut off a date. So I think there's the first few that we posted are for like July, the end of July, like July 27th or something like that. But still,
yeah,
it's very meaningful. So we've been doing this for over 5 years now. So here, let's see. So Jeff Michaels, good to have you here, man. Nice to meet you finally.
Nice to meet you as well, officially.
And I like your shirt.
Ben Folds, got to represent.
Yeah, I got to see him a few times back in the day in St. Louis at the American Theater. I got a nice bird's eye view right over top of it. It was probably one of the coolest shows I've ever seen. So tell us a little bit about yourself, and we're going to listen to Better When I'm Older. Give us a little insight into that, and then we're going to come back and get deeper with Dave.
That sounds great. Yeah, I mean, speaking of 5 years ago, that was the last record we did. You guys did such a great review with a record called Towny Paradise, and
you didn't have to work a day after, right?
It just went multi-platinum, and there we go.
Normally what happens?
My whole career been working as a musician and songwriter, and I've been doing this for quite some time. I was playing throughout San Francisco and California and toured for a lot out there, and then I moved. I'm in Boston right now. I moved back home about 10 years ago, and family and other reasons. So now I've been playing out here and formed a new band, and I've been working just like everyone else in the world, back and forth with files and videos, writing songs. So that's what we got right now. And this new record is actually a result of that. I got together with my longtime guitar player, Scott Barkin, and he produced the record for me. And we did everything here in the apartment, down in his home studio, and tracked a couple things in a real studio. And other than that, it was all back and forth. So that's the way of the world right now for songwriters.
Yeah. Cool. So I agree. You are better when you're older.
Thanks.
I've been waiting all week to say that. All right.
Well, so I got a little worried because I heard the word dad rock thrown in there, and I'm like, oh no, as I sit here with my 2-year-old
We're setting you up. We're setting you up.
Yeah.
You wanted to like hide your face or something.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go ahead and check out Better When I'm Older, and we'll be back with Deeper with Dave.
I'm better now, Joe.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll be better when I'm older, less hair on my head, for sure. I'll be your perfect companion, polished and brave, calm and secure. Seems such a long way to go, but those days will be here long before you know. I'll be better when I'm older, like a fine wine that waits to pass through your lips. I'll stand shoulder to shoulder with the greatest of men who've ever lived. Seems such such a long way to go, but those days will be here long before you know. I'll be better when I'm older. I'll be better when I'm older. Better when I'm older. You'll see. You'll see.
And it's been about 70 years since their heyday, but I mean, I still hear the Beatles' influence on music today, like quite often. And I bring it up in the show, even with indie artists. So it's like coming right out of the section where it was the most Beatlesque of your song was, you know, around a minute 40,
Yep.
where the kind of the bridge kicks in. Yeah, man, I was just feeling that that Beatles vibe in that section. So what kind of impact have they had on your music?
I've always been a huge fan of the Beatles. I think there was a show, Sunday Morning Brunch with the Beatles. I used to paint houses during college, and I think every Sunday morning it was on and get 2 hours of every single Beatles song ever written. So you're definitely in my blood a lot. Yeah.
Oh
they're
wow,
awesome.
yeah. It's like it just kind of like seeps in, you know. It's like you don't even probably realize it sometimes.
It's when you least expect it. You pick a chord and you're like, I know where that came from.
Yeah, so and then obviously it's like we have to address Ben Folds because you're wearing the T-shirt. Though we were chatting before the
know.
show just about that being an influence, maybe kind of as the early stage of his career, you know, before he went kind of mainstream with the poppier sound.
Yeah, I think, I'm a, piano playing artist. Piano's right here if you can see it, and I think no matter what, you're going to get compared to Ben Folds if you even remotely sound like him, which I do a little bit in my voice. And I wear the glasses and I kind of have the kicking leg when I'm playing on stage. So I got a lot of comparisons to him. And, but this new record, I think is much different from what we used to do with the piano and everything. There's actually not a lot of piano in it. So it's a little bit more Americana. And yeah, definitely the Beatles have popped up in this. And a lot of that's due to the producer I work with, my guitar player, who's Scott Barkin, who played basically every guitar on there. So his influences came into play along with my own in the writing itself. So it's pretty much, where the collaboration came from.
Cool. Very cool, man. I got to cover some parts of your bio just before we lose time on this one. And it's kind of obviously we have a lot of indie artists and indie fans watching the show and
Sure,
following the website and everything. So, I mean, your music's been placed in a lot of TV and movies. So I was wanting to maybe ask a question from an indie artist perspective and say, I'm sure a lot would just say, how'd you do that, man?
yeah.
Like how'd you make it happen? Like, what was the process? Or give me a tip how I can do the same.
It's been placed, but not enough. That's why I'm always still working. I got fortunate a few years back with some placements on The Real World when that was airing on MTV. And I worked with a company who does exclusively licensing for that. And then I also got a number of placements where I honestly don't know. I was added to some libraries and you think nothing's going to happen of it. And then all of a sudden I got an ASCAP check in the mail and I said, didn't even know it aired.
Wow.
So sometimes that happens.
Yeah.
But then I've had some very random ones where it's all about, the advice is the connections you make because you never know who knows who. When I moved back to Boston, I met a guy who was shooting a TV pilot and he just heard I was a musician and said, I'd love to hear your music. He fell in love with one of my songs, maybe someday soon. 2 months later, he's like, I'm going to use it for the pilot. Unfortunately, the show never got picked up, but it was still a cool experience. We went to the theater and got to see the song play over the, the credits and everything. So my goal is still to have a theme song in a show that actually gets picked up, though.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think you have that type of flavor in your music too. It's trying to think, like, geez, I think the most obvious example is something like, Friends or something.
I would, I'll take that paycheck any day.
Right. And they weren't like anything close to the biggest band in the world. They were kind of, mid-level. What forgot the name of the band. Was
the
it
Rembrandts? They were
the Rembrandts, right.
barely known
like,
or little, yeah.
like B-level artist or something, all of a sudden boom, and then you know, it obviously changes all of their lives and everything. But
Yep.
so yeah, so that was kind of cool. We just noticed it's exactly 5 years to the date. So I think I got to ask the question: how's it been going the past 5 years, man? Like what has happened with your music? How have you matured? How have you changed? You know, everything. Just
Yeah,
like
well,
a
there,
5-year recap.
Everything.
exactly. You know, the title of the album, Better When I'm Older, was really picked on purpose because I felt like just life got better. I struggled for a long time when I was touring and playing music, you know, nonstop. And about the last 5 years, I sort of took a step back. I play live once a month. You can almost see it from my window. There's a hotel directly across the street. And that's my only gig I've been playing. I play in the lounge there, and it's a wonderful, you know, freestyle piano kind of thing.
Awesome.
I took a break from touring, and you know, I actually we have a 2-year-old now, so everything kind of slowed down. And I realized that my time was limited to write and play, so I kind of did exactly, you know, what I wanted to do, which was just spend a little more time with family and a little less time on music. And I learned that you can write a song very quickly if you know what you're doing. So I wrote this record kind of thinking about that, and all the songs, and we only chose the ones that didn't need work. They all just kind of fell into place. And I'm really, you know, proud of the collection that came out of them. There's 10 songs on there, and they're all different, but they all kind of have a theme of, you know, acceptance and growing slightly older and being at peace with yourself.
How about this social media stuff? I mean, do you do any like live stream playing or like streaming or anything like that?
Not yet. Pretty much I've been supporting my friends and watching a lot of shows and donating all, you know, since March. We've been, my whole family actually gather in the living room and watch people work concerts. I was tempted to do a couple, and I think maybe if hopefully, you know, we won't continue next year, but if we do, I'm sure we're going to get back to it and probably do a couple.
All right, cool. Well, I got to point people to your website. It's jeffmichaelsband.com. You can see all of his info, pictures, media, music, all the good stuff over there.
Yep.
Thanks so much for coming by, man.
Of course. I appreciate it.
Definitely got to come back. And like Joe said, you know, be one of our panel critics.
I'd love to do it.
All right, cool.
Critic, but
all right, Rob,
co-host.
Move on. Next tune we got, I believe, Clash Contrast.
Are you sure?
Yeah, Little Bones, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, you're making me nervous. I thought we already played it.
Eyes on me. Eyes on me.
All right, let's do this, Rob. Bingo, right there. Yes. right, Little Bones by Clash Contrast. I mean, I saw that image in the video. It said left, right, Clash Contrast. I mean, it kind of, not sure why that was there, but there was a lot of panning going on in this song. I mean, it was like continuous throughout, back, forth, left, right, left, right. So I think
nauseous.
Yeah, I mean, it's like one of those songs is kind of like an event to listen to. I mean, especially if you put on the headphones, you kind of just get lost in the production and everything. Really interesting, a lot of interesting chords going on in that song. You know, electronica vibe and experimental avant-garde type of sound. It's pretty cool. It's interesting. It's not. I don't listen to this type of music too much. Personally, but I appreciate what they did. I guess, you know,
it's creative, definitely. Yeah. I haven't had a chance to listen to all of it, but when I was reviewing the song, it was better than I remember and cooler than I remember. Like I think she's it's a lady. I forget her name off the top of my head, but she's I think she's fairly new to producing and stuff. And you can kind of hear that a little bit. But she does some really cool layerings and the vocal stuff, whatever she's doing. I mean, it's definitely like well in control and it sounds like, I'm excited to hear what she does in the future.
It's like an abstract art piece,
abstract art piece.
It's like, it's not something you're going to like, just kind of bounce your leg to and kind of jump up and down. It's just more of kind of like,
I don't know what you're talking about. Bounce it. What?
Bounce your leg up and down, tap your knee,
tap your foot.
Yeah, tap your foot.
All right. Any final words tonight, David? I'm tired.
No, man. Yeah, I'm a little tired too, but
okay, what do I normally say here? Oh yeah, Hixvideo, Hixvideo. If you need professional live streaming production on the internet, especially during these social distancing times, talk to Rob Hix, Hixvideo. It's easy to find online. Thanks, Jeff Michaels, for hanging out with us in Boston. Dave's in Phoenix. I'm in New York. We always have a truly remotely produced podcast every week, every Monday. Not next Monday, though, of course, because I already said it. But every Monday at 8 o'clock on YouTube. Most Mondays. See you next time. Peace.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll be better when I'm older, less hair on my head, for sure. I'll be your perfect companion.